Bonsoir everyone, welcome to Chacha's Creepy Show. Some time ago I told you about the legend of the Darkened Man. Now it's time I share with you another French legend. Little known but absolutely terrifying. A century-old tale from the heart of Paris. So Paris, city of light, of love and of ghosts. Because beneath the cobblestones of this glamorous capital lie dark secrets. And among them, close to the Louvre, a ghost unknown to most, whose appearance foretells disaster. The red ghost of the Tuileries. It all begins with a strange affair between a queen and a butcher. Let's go back to 1564. France is in turmoil. King Henri II has died during a jousting tournament. His widow, Catherine de Médicis, is now regent for her young son, the future king. This queen rules with an iron fist. She is Machiavellian with her enemies and deeply superstitious, consulting astrologers, mages, and seers, including Nostradamus. She's obsessed with power and with the invisible forces she believes control it. In this context, she decides to build a new royal palace in Paris, right next to the Louvre, a grand structure on the banks of the Seine, on the site of former tile factories, the Palace of the Tuileries. But artisans and their families still live on the site. Warehouses and homes must be torn down. Many Parisians forced to move, and one man in particular stands in the way. A butcher with a sinister reputation. They call him Jean the Flayer. He owns his own slaughterhouse where he bones, skins and sells meat officially. But rumors speak of darker dealings. They say he performs services for the crown, making inconvenient bodies disappear. And not only that, he is said to have provided the queen with viscera for her occult rituals. Not the kind of friend you want, if I may. Jean the Flayer is a problem. He refuses to leave the construction of the palace. He turns down the crown's compensation. He demands more and more money to agree to move. He is becoming dangerous. Worse still, he knows too much. Things too compromising. He threatens to reveal long-kept secrets. So the queen gives an order to her right-hand man, the Chevalier de Neuville, to get rid of the troublesome butcher. That's how Jean the Flayer meets his end. Flayed alive by the Chevalier de Neuville. But just before dying, he swears revenge. He promises he will return. He declares he will haunt the palace and all who live in it. And the curse comes quickly. A few days later, the butcher's killer senses a presence behind him. He turns around in fear. Jean the Flayer's ghost is standing there. Pale-skinned, lifeless eyes, soaked in blood, dressed all in red. Soon after, the red ghost appears before the queen's astrologer. He foretells that Saint-Germain will witness the queen's death. He prophesies her crime will lead to the end of her dynasty, that her 3 sons will die one after the other without leaving heirs.
And they did.
Catherine de Médicis is skeptical at first. She moves into the Tuileries Palace, despite the prophecy. But soon she begins to witness a creature she describes as a little monster in a blood-red outfit. Roaming inside the palace, she consults her other astrologers who confirm the danger. The queen is terrified. No fewer than 2 places near the palace bear the name of Saint-Germain. So she flies Paris, desperate to escape the prophecy. She leaves the cursed palace of the Tuileries forever, refusing to ever return. A queen chased away by a ghost. But even in her flight, the prophecy finds her. At 69 years old, on her deathbed, a priest is called to perform the last rites. His name? Julien de Saint-Germain. The red ghost was right. He becomes a death omen. His mere presence sparks terror, a terror that haunts the palace and always announces tragedy. And he would appear to the great figures of French history, always when things are about to fall apart. He is said to have appeared at King Henri IV's window the night before his assassination. On the eve of the fall of the monarchy, Marie Antoinette saw the red ghost, silent at the edge of her bed. Her hair reportedly turned white overnight. During the French Revolution, witnesses claim to have seen him lying on the King Louis's bed the morning of his failed escape before he was caught, tried and beheaded. The red ghost also appeared in Napoleon I's Paris residence. They say he appeared to him 3 times and warned him. He will be invincible until the age of 45. After that, he will be abandoned. And when Napoleon died, witnesses saw the spectre on the steps of the Opera House that very night. But the most public sighting came at the end of the 19th century. During the Paris Commune uprising, the Tuileries Palace was set on fire, burning for 3 days and 3 nights, until the cursed palace was no more. And during those 3 days of flames and 3 nights of ashes, crowds claimed they saw a little red man dancing in the fire. Yet even after the palace was completely destroyed, the legend didn't die. In the 20s, walkers in the Tuileries Gardens claimed to see a strange man wandering dressed in red before vanishing into the hedges. A Nazi officer is said to have seen the ghost during the German occupation of Paris. I hope that bastard got his share of bad omens. Then in the 90s, a museum guard heard a voice in the dark, whispering just one thing: "I'm still here." And more recently, 10 years ago, a night photographer reportedly captured a strange reddish silhouette in one of her shots taken in the garden on the former palace. The little red man is not just any vengeful ghost, nor just a myth. He is a warning in and of himself. He is often considered the conscience of kings, the price of spilled blood, or the fate of the French monarchy. He reminds his witnesses that power comes at a cost, that betrayals, crimes and rituals leave marks. And one day, those marks come back to find you. Pretty scary, but it's true. That's all for tonight. If you ever visit Paris and get lost in the Tuileries garden and run into him, please take a selfie. I hope you enjoy the story and I'll be back soon. Bye.